All right, hello and welcome back to another session of the Great Ace Attorney. Hope you guys are doing well as always, and let's switch over. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So last session we completed the 4th episode of the game, of the first game, the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. And it turns out in the end, it was a bit of an accident, I guess. It was a bit of an accident. We got the not guilty verdict for Sosuke Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Mr. Natsume. Turns out that Mrs. Garadeb, you know, while she was in that fit of rage, she threw the knife and landed coincidentally on the back of the victim, or well, the still alive victim, Olive Greenred. She saw the book fell down, the Lion's Pride, which was also one of the items thrown by Mrs. Garadeb. And you know, what would you do if you saw a book fly, you know, from the heavens down on the ground? You pick it up, right? I would do that. I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, you know, we got that misunderstanding all the way. It was a bunch of misunderstandings, but at the end, Natsume decided, you know, he wanted to go back to Japan, and also Mr. Sherlock Holmes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, I mean, he invited us and offered us a place to stay in his attic, since we have no place to actually stay, except, you know, using our hard-earned money, or the monies that we had, for a very expensive hotel. So we're currently... I think we're currently living in Mr. Shlomes' estate. As we get into the final story. I don't know how this is going to wrap up. Episode 5, The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. The Wolf of Baker Street, or whatever it was. I forgot what it was, but we'll see. Let's get into it. The Hound of the Bakersville. It's not even Bakers, it's Baskervilles. We'll see what happens here.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us. Wisps of vapor.
Thanks for the follow, Fall Gathers, but I'm pretty sure you're a bot.
I waited breathlessly in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical hound of the Baskervilles."
All right, our first two months in London passed by in a flash. Damn, we didn't get any other jobs after Mr. Natsume, it seems like. In that disconcerting car room experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country, and the next day, yeah. In his terrible ordeal, Mr. Suzuki San's terrible ordeal that followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court, yep. Which was hardly surprising, of course, since it was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. How about Mr. Stronghad? So life in our little office was very quiet. And that is, until it was shattered one day by the fateful telegram. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 15th of April, damn. So 2 months. And we got in Naruhodo's legal consultancy as well. We got our own office. Ooh, my neck kind of hurts a bit for some reason. Better stretch it a bit. That morning, I was woken by the unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. After he'd gone, Suzaru-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Suzaru-san. Yes? It's time to leave for court already? Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh no, she's getting withdrawals. Call withdrawals? Question mark? But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. Shall we go down to Mr. Sloan's suite? Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? Once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. Let me see. What case is it today? Here we go again. Are you alright, Suzuki-san? I mean, not Suzuki, Suzaru-san. Come on. So... Alright, so... The telegram. So, alright. What's it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram? Don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. Uh-oh. She's hiding from us. You can't say anything. You can't say that. Sorry, but you're not gonna get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Alright. Actually, you'll give it a moment's thought. It's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. It was just a boring old telegram. That's 3 times now. She said she's tried and failed to convince me there was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Alright. I understand. Should I move the mic a bit? I don't know. Because I keep hearing along my P's, my purrs. But yeah, I suppose Suzuki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now, won't he? About 2 months? 50 days, yeah? That's about right. Yeah, I think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that very long telegram from him. Do you remember? Complaining about seasickness? But by and large, it seems the voyage has been... keep going well. Keep going well? Something going well? Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering, what might have become of Suzuki-san had he stayed in London, that's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Yes, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. The Reaper of the Old Bailey. Well, has he not done anything? What is it that they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Like the way that nightmarish trial ended on the very day we arrived in London. Nightmarish? Even 2 months on, the cause of the dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Suzuki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably, that means... he's fine? Question mark? That the curse of the Reaper can only take within the confines of the city of London, perhaps. Alright. Okay. Even if that's the case, it's a little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to believe, it would mean that he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's up to these past 2 months. Clearly not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, I don't think so. Apparently Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Oh, yeah, since Suzuki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from the judicial services again, it seems. Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So it's just been me who had to face him in his recent spate of trials then. Ugh, just my luck. Don't worry, we'll be facing him again, most likely. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. What was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Hey, I'm 2 for 0, you know? I'm on a roll. Ooh, that... Wait, hold on. My controller may be a bit iffy, don't worry. Alright, let's go down. Actually, let's check the car room thing. I got my armband. Whoa, holy shit. Herlock Sholmes is 34? Jesus Christ. This guy's 34. Excuse me? I didn't realize that. Holy cow. He's 34. He's hell old. And we're like double his age. Well, he's double our age. Alright, morning Bruno, morning Susie. Well, there's Iris. Triple for Iris. I'm assuming this is Sherlock Shlomes playing the violin in the background. Good morning, Iris. Iris? What's it, Bruno? What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being strangled. Ah, yes. You noticed that, didn't you? Did you? This guy playing... Really isn't in the best form this morning, it seems. Is he ill? Oh no. He's slumped. Hello? Hello? Mr. Shlomes? Good morning. Oh no. Good morning to die, perhaps. Oh god. Has something happened, Mr. Shlomes? You look miserable then. The way you were playing the violin before. Huh. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blatched existence. That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. Oh, what's happened to... Why is he under the water? Yeah, I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble. Oh, can. Oh, is that that's Mr. Natsume's cat. Is Wagga high? Good morning, boy. Oh, look at this cat. There must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. How did it get there? What? How did it get there? Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. Oh, wonderful. Alright, let me help you, Iris. Oh god, Mr. Shlomes, it would indeed be a fine day to die. I knew something looked different. What happened to Mr. Shlomes, eh? Something's missing from Mr. Shlomes' desk. I don't remember. What is missing? His code? Let's converse to this old sap. Wanting to die. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Shlomes. What's happened? What's happened? It used to be the case that in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its melisonate tones, or melisonate tones would make flowers bloom. It would. It would? Now, the muses are unamused with me. The goddess of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Shlomes? For hours I have bowed, for days even. Through the night I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone. Gone forever. No more recitals or unbridled emotion. Alright. Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry. I'm sure I'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next, they are mercifully withdrawing. Oh, yeah. Ah, why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin for me, what is left, for pity's sake? What is left? Production, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? Exactly. The missing machine. Machine? Mr. Shlomes, I don't like to pry, but... The desk looks rather empty today. Ah, well done, Mrs. Addo. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh no, Mr. Shlomes. They pale into insignificance when compared to yours. You struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytical scope? That's at Windy's Banks now. Sorry? It's at a Windy Bank? No, Windy's Banks. The pawnbroker. Why is it in a pawn shop? What? You mean you've pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you have consulted us if your situation have become some desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madame, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbroker is quite extraordinary, quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh, what's to understand exactly? Yeah, well, what's the point he's trying to make here? Alright, knew how pawnbroking works. What do you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? Pawnbroking works? To the people of London, pawnbrokers are akin to banks. Alright, there's my English. Going on full force there, banks. Alright, on Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Alright, so it's being like borrowed. It's being rented. Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. So why do people want his analytical machine? And should they have the money to spare, they will purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn. Should the need arise. Our genius? So, wherever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Wendy's bank, you see. Alright, a pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. You would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain. Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? What does it matter? The world is dead to me now. Poor guy. Should we examine? Alright, I gotta use my mouse here. Look at Mr. Sloane's desk. It's completely clear. Might as well leave it here. Is that enormous machine usually on it? We can never hope to understand what goes into the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Why, that's a new spy. That's a new animation. But next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite. Yeah, that's scarily plausible, actually. What has happened? What has happened? There's also on the shelf chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up high, so I can't help feeling that a whole lot is going to topple at any moment. Oh, it's such a charming, untidy collection of paraphernalia, isn't it? It just looks messy to me, like my desk. But you, Mr. Naruhodo, must learn to tidy up after yourself. No favoritism there, then. Alright. Where's my thing? So this is so the room is split into two. So this is Iris's section here. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Iris doing much writing recently. But there's paper already set up in the typewriter. Look as if she's about to start. That reminds me, when I mentioned that Iris was in the process of writing a full-fledged novel, Mr. Natsume was most impressed. Ah yes, Mr. Natsume. That's what I'll be doing too. Once I'm back in Japan, he said. Through tightly clenched fists and teeth. Alright. Let's go here. This is where Iris notes down ideas, and then let's see. What does it say today? Ah, the Boscombe Valley Mystery. Oh, how intriguing. It must be the title of Iris's latest work. Oh my, I wonder what fantastic tale awaits us. Zara-san looks like an angel, but I bet she's dreaming of the most unsavory crime you can imagine. Alright. You know what? I think we've missed, yeah. I think we missed the chance of looking this board. I'm pretty sure it might be different. Alright, Iris's beautiful tea sets there on the table as usual. A cup of one of her special herbal blends always helps me relax when I'm feeling the strain. The English pastime of tea has many similarities with our own tea ceremony customs, don't you think? It's the idea of hospitality behind it. That's the essence of tea. Oh. Alright, let's get back to Iris here. Let's talk to her. What's over here, actually? These are all mementos of Mr. Sloane's past cases, I think. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from Le Carnaval would be displayed here. A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. What an entrancing collection. It looks like an untidy assortment of junk to me, rather like what's on my own shelves. Well, you really ought to learn to keep your things in order, Mr. Naruhodo. No favoritism there at all. Alright, let's talk to Iris. He's probably got some... Well, we're gonna have breakfast, right? Wagahi. Mr. Cat, Natsume's cat seems to settle in his new home then. Oh, yes. And I've become very attached to the little Wiggy. Huh. It would appear his previous owner is completely forgotten to him. Oh, God. Oh, I don't want to see Shlomes like this. Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their mews are empty as the hearts of the muses. Oh, look at that. If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back, I thought it was Wiggy, Waggy back to Japan, I wonder if he kept him in the first place. I expect he would take him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. It's true. And for good reason, terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Well, I don't mind, because Waggy is adorable. Oh, look at that cat. Yes, he really is. Oh yes, what about the door? Yeah, I don't remember seeing that tiny little thing in the main door. Where do you cover? It's called a cat flap. Oh, you noticed. You're observing me now. Look, I use this. It's my latest invention. What? What is that? I call it the Cat Flapper Man. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right. It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. I wonder how that works. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe, but now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Makes sense, yeah. Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one of us in the door of our offices upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. For a 10-year-old, yeah. Big head. Would have been more ironic if she had a large forehead. Meow. Yeah, I don't know why I said it. What's that? Wagahai? Oh no, it's clapping. What's going on, Wagahai? Wagahai. What was that? Oh no. Wagahai's tangled up in your violin. Oh dear. I think he thinks this is a toy. Oh no. Alright. What's he doing to it? Oh dear, Mr. Sloane's precious violin. God, why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised if the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Whoa, poor guy. Mr. Sloane's really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it is, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Oh god. Alright, let's assess the damage. Oh. Oh, this. Did this move? VR. Oh yes, there's V and R inscribed on the wall. It's bullet holes. Isn't it the initials of the queen or something? It's so delightful to see in the flesh, having read about it in the stories. It was so inspiring. I fired 100 arrows into my own wall at home to make the characters for Sue. Or Suzaru, you know? Sue. Perhaps there are some things that great detective does that you don't need to copy. Alright. How about the violin? This violin, is it? is a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. How honorable of you. And until today, it's been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I have made. I ask you, is there reason to live in a world devoid of music? Tolerate this blanched existence? No. Blanched? Blanched. Blanched. Mr. Sholmes. What dear madame, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? Huh? What do you mean, Mrs. Otto? Oh, Susie's right. It's... the tone of the wood is completely different. That's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? What's going on? Suddenly swapped his violin? I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but that's not a violin. Alright. Let me guess what it is. I don't even know. A viola, probably. Come on. I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. Yeah, I got it. Yes, we got it. The Duchess says, what? What? He's fallen. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you alright? You're right. You're quite right. This is my faithful Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of string flotsam? Or your faithful performing partner, then? No wonder he was down. Ah, I see what must have happened. He must have pawned it accidentally. You do, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. Sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what happened if we ask her. Alright, what, do I have to... oh, God, I've got to... Iris, be on this side of the screen, please. Alright, mix-up. What do you mean by mix-up? Oh, I had the... Alright. Well, you see, the violin... Sorry, this viola, I mean... was at Windy Banks until last week. At the pawnbroker's. Not Mr. Sloan's beloved musical partner. There's a proverb from the East, with which we are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Yes, indeed. You send your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that it will experience personal growth. Oh, what a wonderful idea. Last week, I pawned my great analytical scope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Windbax mistakenly furnished me with this gaudy fiddle instead. My ears cannot deceive by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber. No, but you... alright, hold on. No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. For sure. A fine state of affairs that is, and why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker. They will try to fiddle you every time. Earlier, you told us that you could think of the pawnbroker as an extremely secure vault. Not anymore. Alright, is he in high spirits? Come, Mr. Naruhodo, dilly-dallying will get you nowhere. Sorry? Putting your toast with that vacant aspect, pressing your coffee so obtusely. You're not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with what we are faced? Which are we faced? You must visit Mr. Winterback's broker at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Mrs. Otto. Without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still attend. To crunch your bacon with an extremely vacant aspect. To thrash your eggs even more obtusely. Alright, say no more. Let's go then. Alright, don't worry, Bruno. I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I'm rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker looks like. I wonder what the mystery is here. Alright, off we go. To the pawnbrokery. New location's been added. We'll go to the pawnbrokery, but maybe we'll be stopped in Baker Street here. Oh no, we're getting straight into the pawnbrokery. Windy Bank's Pawnbrokery. So this is a Reed's Pawnbrokery. Oh my, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I never laid my hands on before. My eyes, man, I'm like rap god here. Since I was standing in that spark of wonder in your eyes, you can't wait to scare the shells, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like these. Oh yes, I don't know why, but seeing a lot of things I don't understand is a thrill for me. What a thrill. But dear fellows, let us not forget why we're here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, did you carry the violin? Or the viola, I mean? We're calling on a matter of business, not pleasure. Clearly, Mr. Sholmes' business too judging from the sparks of fury in his eyes. Careful where you throw those fists. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, sir, welcome back. It's Mr. Windybank. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potentially customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo. It's time to inform Mr. Windybanks of our... Was it ire, he said? Come, the fire's afoot. Yeah, of our ire. We got violin. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windybank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observation, Mr. Sholmes. Windybank doesn't give a fuck. I'm so sorry, sir. Alright, he does. Oh, utterly unforgivable of me. An excusable mistake for our pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. He's gone. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, God. I shall have to take my own life. I don't think that will be necessary. Do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes. Oh, that animation when he picked up the gun was pretty funny. It was you, sir. Mr. Sholmes took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. All right. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch your violin. When I heard, ah, here it is. You did? Mr. Sholmes, what are you thinking? And when I tend to controvert you, I've taken the viola and left, sir. All right. Why is he taking his own life then? However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly on my door for allowing you to leave. Makes sense. I shall not grumble or bruise any longer. May this guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow. The fault is all mine. Alright. Ooh. Phew. It would appear that the fight is over. Alright. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windybank. Evidently, my questionable disposition, perception, precipitation, precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Herlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now. What's wrong with my peas nowadays, eh? Ha ha, I do believe you may be right, sir. Ha 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 ha. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of the peculiar collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Oh, peculiar items? In the extreme man, for example. The unpublished manuscript of the eponymous work, the novels of Herlock Sholmes or such. Some such. Oh my, a new-fledged novel. And unpublished? The story I have yet to read, you mean? Ah, forgive me. Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. Yeah, what about this unpublished story? And why was he broking us? Does it even have value? Tell me everything. Wow, that sounds really fired up now. Is that really an unpublished story under this roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. Should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windybank. Oh, for a chest like that, 1 shilling, sure. Not farther more. It houses some of the very great value indeed. The latest manuscript recount the adventures of one Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript. You wish to deposit a manuscript. Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sloane's latest tale of the unworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sloane's, is this really true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about it? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir, of course. They're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life. This is all very strange. Alright. Pawnbrokery. I wonder if I could ask you something. Ah, a gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6p for it. Well, I'm not selling you that in my... without wishing to offend. That tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? Somewhat dull. Aha! For your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. Because are exquisite, design, exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say. Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. Why do I feel though I suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it was said that pawnbrokers are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of the customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I praise their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure storage. 2 months? Why, though? If in time they repay the original sum to me, plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned. Alright. Alright, I see. But why, though? But what happens if they don't pay you the money? I can sell it, yeah. Then the items are offered for sale in my shop. As you can see on the shelves behind me. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed, then? That's right, ma'am. That's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. The very idea, Mr. Windybank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. There's the man who's been telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. And let's not forget that I have already helped you to take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device which Mr. Windybank has installed here in his shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that so, Mr. Windybank? Alright, let me take a drink here. Alright, what on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. 2 just below the ceiling. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Yeah, I have an example I can show you. Yes. So, a security camera. I developed a special type of film. So sensitive, it produced a crystal clear image even in darkness. Really, that's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter on the door behind it. Look. So you see, were someone to enter the premise with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. Only in every 30 minutes, yeah, but did you not say the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, my dear madame. Then what if the incident were to occur in between times? One could only say. That would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess, your devices has been giving me some cause for distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windybank. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not 1, but 2 cameras in my shop after all, which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of film will break me before I'm very much older. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery now. Alright, hold on a sec. I'll order again. I need a... My dear fellows, we're verged on the age where safety and... Oh. For heavens help us. What just happened? Now then, Mr. Shlomes. Allow me to return your precious violin. Oh, it's very, very new, it looks like. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Windybank. Got some tangles in my controller. I'm trying to... alright. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you're trying to pop, huh? If anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you need you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Been on. Sorry. I only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Yeah, careful with the loaded gun as well. Good day to you then, Mr. Windybag. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Shlomes. Alright. So, Mr. Naruhodo. Now we can explore our last. What were we exploring though? Let's see the back room here. There seems to be a little door behind the curtain there. That leads to the storage room where Mr. Windybag keeps articles that are currently in pawn. Ah, I see. There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any lascivious activities. What's it called? Recommended or not, it's not something I tend to do. There is but one key, and Mr. Windybang keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pod, which he slides under his pillow. How on earth did you know that, Mr. Shlomes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I'm freely assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. Mr. Shlomes, you are a wonder, and the prime suspect if the pawnbrokery is ever burgled. Alright. What else we got here? Alright, let's look at the enormous ledger open on the counter there. Mr. Windybag is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He had to be, otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain the thing that catches my eye far more than a ledger. The revolver. I see a dog there. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering. An article herein, my dear fellow. Huh? I assure you, Mr. Windybag would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speedy belay is poorly sized. Oh, you don't mean he'll blow his brains out? Indeed. He yeah, in his blunder. Oh my. But in any case, of course, we would never do such a thing. How could you even suggest it? How about this dog picture? Anything else here? Oh, there's some stuff here. What are some things here on the shelves here? Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he's free to display it in his shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh yes, you explained it. I'm noticing a little price tags on everywhere. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest of the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn the black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasure university uniform? Never. It embodies my student spirit. Never. Where's the second camera, actually? Alright. Calendar. That's not a calendar you can easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. Yeah, that's not for sale, I must point out. It is an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. Perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow, such as yourself, Mr. Windybank. And who was it who walked out here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you may say. Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Yeah, makes sense. What is this? Look at this. Whatever could it be used for? I have no idea. Ah. There's a small catch just here. Look. We're going to open it, aren't we? Oh my, that's amazing. There's a spring-loaded mechanism, which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. Huh? What are you two doing? What? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. It might be binoculars. It feels as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. Alright. I think... Oh, there's the clocks. Look at this. What could this lovely big shiny box be? Is it a jukebox? That, my dear madame, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country. Oh my, yes. But I've certainly never seen one so large before. Shall we listen a while? Oh, let's hear it. Ah, what a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of a larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There's a metal disc inside of which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness, what a simply delightful machine. Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. Anything else? Are we done here? I mean, we could just leave, right? Alright, back to the Swede. Never mind, doesn't seem like... Maybe there is some more stuff in the pawnbrokery. Examine. I don't even know what we're doing here. Alright, this thing. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? It needs to have two little windows to look through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you're looking at is a stereoscope. A stereoscope is fascinating. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces, see for yourself. It's a movie, I believe, yeah? Excuse me for a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically, as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, if it's beyond you, it is of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm going to try it. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, you must see. At once. Oh, alright then. So I need to be cross-eyed, like I'm trying to look at my own nose? Yeah, makes sense. What the? I don't believe it. It's just a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yes, the sense of death is startling, is it not? Wait, dude, did I have to... did I have to cross-eye? I don't think that's how it works. People queue for hours to see him. Why? I would assume, yeah, there's like a bit of 3D depth, right? There's no magic, my dear madame. It is, well... technology. Far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh. What? Only tuppence for it? That ain't fair, you know it. Ah, Colbert, worth a penny, miss. Can't offer more. Maybe that's Lestrade. What? Come on, that can't be right. Have you had the proper butchers added? I've seen all I need, young girl. Yeah, it's Lestrade. What? Ah, yes, it's the young lady. But Mr. McGilded's trial 2 months ago. She's at it still. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. Was morally called a pickpocket. It's Gina. Gordon Bennett, you lot. Gordon Bennett, yeah, she's cockney as well. Oh, she still has the thing. She has the gun still. Hello, Mr. Lestrade. Hope you've been well. Eh? What? You remember me then, dear? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? What's Gordon Bennett? In cockney. Down and out like the rest of us, nothing to eat. Couldn't to pop that black weasel, so I coat you out of here. What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment about it? Ah, good day, unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Shlomes. So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? What if she stole it? Wait, hold on. I need to check what Gordon Bennett is in Cockney. Gordon Bennett. Cockney. Gordon Bennett is... oh, it's just a surprise. James Gordon Bennett. It isn't Cockney. Just based on the man, huh? Alright. Alright, pull the other one. I don't need no help for some stuck-up D. Get out of my business. Go on. I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Mr. Lestrade. I was happily removing myself from your presence. Really, he's done it. He's gone. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What's that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of meld disc? You, go on. Leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, let's just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. That son can really stand her own ground when she wants to. Whatever. Whatever. Alright, let's converse. Alright, somehow I didn't really think you were the sort of person who uses a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well, I am, alright? I'm a learner just like everyone else. That's the problem, isn't it? No, not at all. Just, well... oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it in the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. I'm not going to deny it, Mr. Naruto. Alright then, I'm just going to come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Well, I don't know. I'll best answer that, really. Damn, the coin roll. Suppose sometimes. You're not going to deny it either, Mr. Straight. Not this time, alright? I swear, that thing belongs to me. The list that Mr. Windybank is holding. Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Alright, let's go to, I think it's for the music box, it looks like. Mr. Windybank, what exactly is this meld disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have tiny little bumps on the surface. Ah, this is a music disc, you see, for use inside a music box. In a music box. What, you don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern Lord and too savvy, eh? I know what a music box is. It's just never seen one of these discs before. Yeah. The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and you set the machine going, and beautiful music plays. So incredible, tell us, what tune is on this disc? Well, let's find out, yeah. I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. Why? There's different types of music box, you see. British made, German, Swiss. They're all different. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. And that is in a nutshell, yeah. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this. The young lady forfeited. Even if the old lady forfeited. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny. That's a packet of lies. He told me he did. He said it was, well... Who told her? He? Who? Never you mind. It's just ain't right, that's all. That was worth good money, I know it is. Well then, you'll have to try your luck at another pawnbroker, wouldn't you? Ah. Alright, Gina. She's been in before, of course. This little Tatters Demalion? I see. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add. Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me. I'm honest. Honest. So, swell me gran. So, is there something dubious about the dish you brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. I don't think it's dubious. What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. Huh? Storage ticket, so... Mr. Straight has actually come to redeem an article from you today. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff would need storing. Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. Oh. But as she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her. But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windybank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. Oh, the overcoat that she redeemed. Ah. Oh. What? What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this? Ah, the disc is something else. A new article to pawn, if the girl and I can agree on a price. Alright, so she wants more money for it. He's just selling her a bit short. I'm confused. I thought you said that Mr. Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owned on it, as you say. For the coat, yeah, for this heavy black coat. She returned to her care, as I understood it. That's right, yes. And rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin, yeah, put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean... What? Didn't you think it's rude to style, lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? Oh, maybe she wants a bit more for it. If you mean this, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it. For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think. Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something, something. Like anyone else would. Mr. Lestrade, may I ask you to deposit the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me. Doesn't really appear to be your size. Me, old man. It was old man's, ain't it? Me, old man. Alright. Father. Is it, Mr. Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely an old, rather suspicious. Old man? Alright. On my way, please. Oh. Oh. It's a Speedwagon. Use this picture postcard English German. Oh my god, a Speedwagon. Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There's no problem as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you tend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gen, you should know how to wait in line. Well, you really are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? Do you know? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? Alright. You haven't the courtesy to even remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What? You mean from you? Broker? Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket feed has just redeemed an article from you now. Yes, The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh my. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give back my overcoat, you wastrel. Wastrel? Wastrel? And needless to say, any music box discs too. No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's my old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. Oh, this is a bit interesting, isn't it? Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation. Yeah, I don't know who to believe here. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Alright, Gina. What you got? Gentleman's accusation. Mr. Strayed, is what the gentleman is saying... What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on me life. I swear on my life. I ain't there. I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now. No, I swear it. I swear to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street minding my own business when this little guttling ran into me. I knew at once what happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to it. Yet again. Those wretched pickpockets. Yeah, again, yeah. Oh, yes. As you see, I'm a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. Yo, he is a JoJo. He is Speedwagon. I'll then relinquish my overcoat. Come on, Miss Lestrade. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. On. Why does everyone think it's me? Look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one here. Yeah, it's true. Does that coat actually belong to him? Maybe it's for someone else. Who knows? Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? Alright, we gotta get to him. Oh, never mind, let's not. Evidence that the article Mr. Strain redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course, we only consult Mr. Windbag's ledger to know the truth. Yeah, we'll look up the person who disposed the article in the first place. Alright, brilliant. Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm afraid that won't be possible. I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. But why not? Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then, how do you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it? Oh, it's quite simple. I don't. Good sir, might I trouble you for the watchword association with the article in question? He has a secret word. Of course, it's... Professor. Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article without doubt. A watchword, interesting. Right. How about Gina's watchword? So, about the watchwords, Mr. Windybank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they dispose of items with me. There are many reasons why. Certainly customers would like to keep their activities secret. Like Shlomes. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Shlomes now, was it? Can you be entertained with that? Great detectives have no dark secrets. Not at all. Yes, well, anyway. That's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. Date of deposit and a description and a watchword uniquely identify each item. Of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And someone tells you the correct watchword, you read the article. That's right, sir. Yes. Just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you acquired already, but for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on 15th of February. With a watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir. But how? Really, this is beyond a joke now. There's no further room for doubt. Alright. Oh, let's not move out. Yeah, good to him. Yeah, that's alright. Excuse me, bud. Who are you? One would accept the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yes. We're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. What was this? Its inhabitants live on some fiery browns-colored soup, dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. What was that theatrical gesticulation about? Perhaps, anyways, if you are a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring after the other name of another. Of course, yes. I'm Inosuke Naohodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. Right. My name is Susanoo Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naohodo's assistant. I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Egert Benedict. Oh boy. Egert Benedict. He has such a goddamn punny name. Ashante? So fine in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but the name is suspicious. Egert Benedict, huh? Eggs Benedict, huh? Now the man at hand. Whoa, he's doing some moves here. My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching him. Poor Gina. Oh, he's got the coat back. Damn. So let that be the end to the matter. And thank for your custom, Mr. Egert Benedict. Egert Benedict. Speedwagon, man. He's a JoJo. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. This is why I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. Well, you kind of did lie. And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. Of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Just this one? Pardon, sir? I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Another disc? Oh, oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that's what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Goodling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Say to you, eh? I don't know nothing about it. Very well. I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute. That disc is mine. Whoa. Ah. What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Whoa. Oh my, yes. There's some blood on the disc. It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. Oh god. So you ain't having it. Oh, you take it. Me? If I hang on to it, they'll have me off again. So you keep hold of it. It's a straight eye. Why is this, yeah, this so important to her? Oh god, am I running? Yeah, help the star. You there. In the black livery. And add this to me once, please. No, don't. He's lying. Grown-ups are all liars. What do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? I'm running. What do I do? Maybe Sherlock Holmes might help me here. Sherlock? Hey, I need help. Sherlock? Mr. Sholmes? Were you examining with such keen interest there? Enjoying a bar of caramel, I see. Oh. Sholmes is down. So. You found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickets sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows. Truly ostracized? Yeah, there we go. As the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to accompany my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mocked interest, I pretend to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observe, gnawing on the only friend I have left, this 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely. So desperately lonely. Then, why on earth did you enjoy the conversation? Things have gone bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, I felt simply awful for you. It would seem that my appearances are correct. Sure, you're not about to tell us that you solved the entire case once again? My dear madame, sometimes I wonder, will my genius for deduction to be commoditized? How much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration. Who knows? If it helped to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman, what's the right thing to do here? Listen to the deduction. Of course we're listening to the deduction. Let's move our mouse. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. What the blue blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away. Not an hour later. Ah, And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Egbert Benedict. You have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon? The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not revealed yet. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation. One you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict? What say you to my deductions? How? It's turned white as an egg as a hard-boiled egg. As white as a hard-boiled egg. It would seem once again Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction, or flawless conclusion, shall we say. Just, who do you think you are, sir? I am the great Sherlock Holmes. As I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. Alright, we're going in. So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Great deduction. The game is afoot. Mystery man's aim. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption tickets stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. Oh. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. I don't think that's it. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement for this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearances has no need of such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. Oh. The cane, which you unwillingly clutch to your person, exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rod? I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, missing ferrule. No, it's that initials AG I saw, protected by the wooden tip. Yeah, detailed analysis showed the wooden tip of the stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Oh. You coil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answers of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. A handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understand the riddle, you see. The moment I saw, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a... stout handle, muse I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. A rod? The broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? Now, I'm determined this undeniable truth. The conclusion is clear. Your true motive of coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premise. A bit weird. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Bit weird. Alright, the great crime. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. We must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in planning. This is utterly absurd. You're suggesting I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? Oh, he's making some moves. Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose? Save for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Right. Oh, but there's this ample reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped for. What? Let's consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig up beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter. I don't think so. Might be that gun. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that joins another, one that runs into the bank on the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewer now. Has it? Sewers now? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway. That flows in very close proximity to the great vault of the Financial Institute opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us to the to the final channel of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief? Oh, to make off from the underground vault of the bank. Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I have to know the answer. Naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? Oh? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. Postcard of the Great Exhibition? Wait, you quite lost me there. Currently, in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will be soon underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank, on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable climb you have been contemplating. While stealing the Crystal Tower. in the vault of the bank. The special reserve funds for the Great Exposition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. Did you just leak out some information? Not quite. Not quite. Unlock Shalom's great deduction of this pawnbroking puzzle. Alright, let's auto. I need to take a drink. Mr. Shalom's? Gregson told me in the strictest confidence. Damn. Gregson leaked it? You just announced it to everyone here, rather loudly in fact. Ah, and if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There could be one explanation for that. Clearly it's because the man is a criminal. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal as he said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you revealed the secret. Oh. Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Whitney back well. He's already has plenty of shovels here after all. I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost care. Yeah, don't give it to this guy. One can never be so, be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them. And once the word is out, it's out. It's like, if there was a married couple, right? Like, both of these people know. If you tell the wife a secret, like the wife's friend, or wife's co-worker telling a secret to her is 100% going to the husband. And vice versa. It's on, you know, husband's co-worker. Alright, let's start. Yeah, if the husband's co-worker, you know, gave him a secret, most likely it's going to the wife as well. It's like a joint thing. Alright. Hold it, Mr. Shromes. Alright. I wish you could skip it, but you can't now. Can you? No. Alright, we'll just skip it. No need to read this, pan. Rest the voice a bit. Alright, Mr. Storm's reasoning. Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor, yes. Yeah, he wouldn't get forward with broken shoulder. No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where? What did Mr. Benedict hear at this particular point in time? Is there something behind? Oh, I got the controls are weird, don't worry. Oh, there's something right here. Oh, look at that scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here. I don't believe it. What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Damn, she's 5'2". Green cap. Scuffy waistcoat. Grubby white shirt. Blue satchel. Ragged. Here's a deal description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness. He's even sketched of her hand and all. Of her and her hand. Although if he showed it to her, she fired that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the deals of this shop has been written down there too. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. My ass. Alright. Which is today's date? Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of the piece of the paper? Alright. Oh, info about Miss Lestrade. Yeah, there we go.
Take that!
Fly in, my friend. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing on the sketch, on the reverse of the flower, pertained to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Winterbag's pawnbrokery here. Ah. You originally told us. That you have merely given chase after Mr. Stray stole the redemption ticket from you. That, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. It is information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, by which I mean here to Windybank's pawnbrokery of today, and today, the redemption deadline of that overcoat. So, you waited outside for the young girls matching the description you have written down to arrive. Huh. You have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Mr. Strayed. Yeah, I wonder why. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. Alright, he said it was to bomb the cane, but could there be more to it? Contradiction. Is it? What's a ferrule? It's a metal cap commonly found on the end of the cane, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, the bit that makes a nice clacking sound on the pavement. Yes, exactly, and Mr. Slums is right. It appears to be missing on this cane. But it doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't, though the gentleman suddenly did recoil when Mr. Slums identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's something secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather... We don't know. What could it be? What could it be? The controls are weird. Down. Can. What the hell? What's with these controls? These controls are crazy. Alright, let's just examine this. Initialing. Look here, Mrs. Otto. There are some letters on the handle. Ah, yes. Those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary to engrave their belongings. Would be HS, you mean? Yeah, that's right. The initials on this cane is obviously... Oh. AG. Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Is it the initials?
Take that!
There we go, yeah. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, initialing. A most astute observation when you say Mr. Egbert Benedict. We are led to believe, sir, that the initials are EB. Yet in the most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you agree? No. Yeah, you're wrong. This cane isn't... You said before you had the cane for years. So, don't try to tell us that you borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. Oh. Alright, makes sense. So Edgar Benedict wasn't actually a punny name. Well, I. And in your recalling, alright, here we go. Next conundrum. Let's see, what is it? What is the truth behind this rod you bear? Handle? Let's consider the bare bones of what happened here. Mr. Lestrade redeemed the fine-looking overcoat, and now a mysterious man had appeared and introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. We know that he's actually identified Mr. Lestrade from a written description, which suggests that everything else he told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat couldn't possibly belong to him. There's a split seam here. Can we pull that? Oh, the seam on the shoulder there is coming apart. Oh, that means it's a bit too big for him. Tiny growl. Now that I think of it, it doesn't seem... It seems to be a very tight fit. There we go. How does he know the what's it called? The watchwords, right? Anything else he's got? Might be this split seam.
Take that!
Yep. Split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the truth to key to is the key to the riddle. Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced into it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. When you so boldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket, this catalog of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. Steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Windybank. Ah. Yeah, I didn't really see the scene. Oh yeah, but what really irks me, a considerable climb I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Abscond with the redeemed item. So it was actually Gina's code? I don't understand though. How does he know the watchword though? Now, Mr. Benedict, let's continue. Or we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you had in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest I, a gentleman, design a wheeze to flinch some dodgy... Oh, hold on. Yeah, with the watchword. I'll not be the one to deposit it in the first place. Yeah, how could he know? Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict, it must be somewhere here. Oh, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. One? Let's consider how one might have come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawn property of another. Well, she did say it was her old man, right? The method is not the council notice. No. Must be one of these books or notes. The direction of the deduction must change rather directly now. Yes, no more talk of turning into the sewers. Which is a pity because it all sounded rather exciting. Anyway, you can't deny that this mysterious gentleman didn't know... Yeah. Yes, Professor. Else the word Mr. Windyback would never allow you to redeem this article. Or looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windyback will allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. The question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword somehow? Somewhere around here, right? I'm guessing this Nolan. Look at this. This is Otto. Oh, it appears to be a memo that he has. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, Professor. Mr. Windyman must make note of the watchwords his customers give him right before their eyes. And in allowing in clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see. I'm guessing it's this note then, yeah.
Take that!
It's Nolan. Method revealed by the Nolan on the counter to which the eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whether the customer comes to redeem the article. Whoops, sorry. Alright. And notes down the response uttered on the note lid he had in his hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. His diligence clearly has its advantages. What are you talking about? It's increasingly apparent that you were present in this shop for your accusation against Mr. Lestrade. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and observed her talking to Mr. Windybank. When the diligent broker made note of the watchword, as in his common practice, you observed him writing the word professor on the note beside the ledger. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from young Miss Lestrade. Master plan. Alright, here we go. Which brings us at the last to the final chapter. At last to the final chapter. Why would you go such lengths to redeem that particular article from the pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seemed to justify the effort. You had a good reason to make it yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? What are you talking about? Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. Another picture card. It's not the picture postcard. You went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain Mr. Naruhodo. Could we really? I better have a thorough look though through all the evidence we collected so far. Well, this.
Take that!
Oh. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't think... Alright, I have to... Maybe I have to look into it. That head? Yes, a lot. Alright, it wasn't just the music box disc. This man has used some fairly high-handed measures to try to get his hands on. He certainly doesn't want, he doesn't want monetary value. There must be some value somehow to someone. This is the last piece of the puzzle. I better have another look through the evidence. Yeah, let's actually look like properly this time. Oh, from Mr. McGilded. Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck on the reverse side of this. Look. Scribble. Alright. Looks like someone's name. Mr. McGilded. Or for McGilded. Can't be. It is Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget. For as long as I live. Why? Why is his name on this? And now we do this.
Take that!
There we go. You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that? On the back? It reads for McGilded. Mr. Magnus McGilded. The unfortunate philanthropist perished in curious circumstances of the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, through his loan-mongering demonstrations, demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of usually small stature, in fact. He was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you squeezed yourself into. Oh. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. The final conclusion is here and crystal clear. The reason you came to this homework we did today. Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Alright, done. Deduction complete. Elementary. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expect to hear in these circumstances. Mr. Slomes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Mr. Zato. Well, according to what Mr. Windybank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the code could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, madame, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. Well, today is 15th of April, so 2 months ago today. Would have been 15th of February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests 15th of February. Yeah, that was the day we did it, right? It's precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place. And 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. Who dropped the... Yeah, who dropped it? Who dropped the thing? You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish decisions you choose, however. Oh, he's got a gun. I must insist you hand over the music box now. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in the box. Ah, what did I do? Wait, let's save before I get shot. Saved it over 11 accidentally, but who cares? There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may as well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Oh. Mr. Winnieback, he's got one bullet in there. This is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take my own life. Mr. Winnieback, no. Alright, that's enough. Oh, it's Gregson. Inspector Gregson. Inspector. That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. We got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. It would seem you have the upper hand. Right, you have a lot of explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Petty? Mr. Windyback very nearly met with his end. Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Oh dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of this case I'm supposed to be working on. What? What on earth is the case, Inspector? I have no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it has nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're going to have to come with me down to the station. And of course, Inspector. Ah! He's getting away! Get after him, lads! Whistle the beat officer too! Sir! Damn, you let him away, bro. It's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, yes? I'll be taking this wherever it is on McGilded's down to the yard. Thank you very much. Hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. Sorry, miss. Anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. As evidence? You have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. And so we handed Mr. McGilded's desk over to the Inspector Grayson, who was suddenly turfed out of the shop and onto the street. Alright. I might as well save it here. Pawnbroker's not even that far from our street. See, that's why I hate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. Oh, really, Mr. Strayed? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What? Oh my, surely you were given that. Yeah, the D let me keep it after I looked daggers at him for long enough. He went through the pockets and said, go on then, have it, before telling me to scarf her. Always pays off giving people a look like you ate them. Can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc, mind. Music box disc, but Mr. Windybank said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go and have another bash. Give him a long hard stare. I think not, Mr. Strayed. We shan't enter Windybanks again today. Why not? That's not fair. Can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking statement from Mr. Windybank. This is mine, and I had a ticket for this coat, and it was in this coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what the Rotten Cove said, ain't it? Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well then, that's mine too. Whatever it is. Now she's really pushing it along. Mrs. Trade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Shlomes. So, what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Eh? Iris will be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. Is she gonna accept the offer? It doesn't look like it. No, Ta. Oh. I would have come around your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something? Oh dear. She's gone. No, Gina. I mean, reviled on me quite necessary, I must add. Can't help but wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Who knows? Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guests at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. If Gina dies, I'm not gonna be happy. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry. I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. What is it? You shall have to wait and see, Mrs. Addo, until later then. Alright. Upstairs we go. Alright. Maybe we don't go upstairs, actually. Oh no, we go into the suite. Ah, Susie and Runo, come on in. Alright. Good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always. I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you? Oh yes, after all, we have a special guest joining us. Let's see who it is. Go on. Alright, you'll never guess. Look at those little eyes of her shining. Gina? Oh dear, it is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Ginny. Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise. Yes, that's wonderful news. Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea. Can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. But yes, that does sound like fun. You gotta be quick. You know, as a former pickpocket myself. I'm sure that's entirely appropriate, aren't you, Mr. Nahodo? By the way, Iris. What's Shlomes up to? Oh god, what is he up to? Hurley? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back. Hello, Mr. Shlomes? I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are. Kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize when he gets like this. He's completely oblivious to everything. Yes, I see. Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes, Hurley does. Up to Mr. Shlomes again. Yeah, have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yeah. As if that Iris is clearly the parent here. To think of it. I wonder where her real parents are. They're dead. What's the matter, Runo? You have ever such a funny look on your face. Oh, no. It's nothing. I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Shlomes, you're wondering? Am I right? How did you know? Alright, it's not the parents. Oof. Oh, Runo, I can read you like a book. Alright, this girl's dangerous. Oh, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. Alright, hold on. Ginny. So, by Ginny, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from Mr. McGilded's case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although after that trial, I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're the best of friends. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh. And I chase after her down the back alleys. Interesting idea of friendship. Then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I developed. Oh. There's so many beautiful colors in the world. She wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Stray keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. He always reacts the same when I shoot him with it now. Or her. Yeah, poor Shlomes. Getting hit by that. I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been long since she last came over. I'm so excited. I just hope she actually does come. Oh, the red flags, red flags. I hope she's not dead. Please don't kill her off. Please. Not the pickpocket. No, please. She's only just a kid. Oh, down. Oh, whoa. Oh, living with Shlomes. I'm sure you're wondering why I live here. Well, it's crossed my mind. Where are you, real parents? My mummy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born. Now, at around the same time, my father, well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. Oh, wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mystery cases together. She didn't mention that before. Oh, that explains why. That explains a lot. That explains him a lot. So you're saying Wilson is this man, his father, her father. So Mr. Shlomes' partner was your father. Exactly. Lily told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest. That only made me want to look even more, so I opened it. And found your father's memoirs. Yeah, so I asked Curly, who wrote these? He nearly fell off his chair. Then he told me that's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So Iris's father was Mr. Shlomes' partner. Iris's father is Wilson. He was the guy at the beginning. I practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So it came as quite a shock when Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy. I mean, alright. Must have done. I wonder why Mr. Shlomes chose to tell you. And at such a very young age. But he says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh. Well, having lived with Hurley all those years, you might say that his way have rubbed off on me. There are some things I can just see. Especially lies. I almost know when people are lying before they open their mouth sometimes. Right. He's good at observation. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write the adventures of Herlock Shlomes, actually. I always assume Mr. Shlomes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solved the case, it's all but vanishes from his mind, yeah. I see. Oh, don't tell me this. Don't tell me Herlock Sholmes actually has like he doesn't remember stuff. Amnesia, yeah. He totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. It's quite a shock for everyone. You can say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? Oh, don't tell. Dr. John H. Willis. No! I learned from his diary he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's from my first case. Oh, God. That will prompt me to study and study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. Iris' father, who went to some distant land, and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. Yeah, is this guy. Court will now hear the trial of Inosuke Naohodo. Can he state before the court the name of the victim in this case? The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right. Visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University. The man who, in the most bizarre circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan. Mrs. Otto. Yes. Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further this time. I think that would be the best. Ah, my dear fellows. How good to see you. Eek, oh, Mr. Sholmes. Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are you? Well, we've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Alright, wait, hold on. I need to take a lung out here. Alright, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Whoa, whoa, oh, whoa. Behold, my dear fellows. Oh, another music box disc. No, not another disc, Mrs. Otto. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over as evidence to Mr. McGilded's disc. Oh my, then, what's it doing here? I took it upon myself. You know, at times, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that though I have undeniable turn for detection, I may well be even more adept at larceny. Alright, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. Ivuno could be our go-to lawyer if we ever get caught. Right. Well, Susie has such beautiful handwriting, she could write all of our menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'll be delighted. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Alright. I do not understand. How did that disc come into your possession? I thought Gregson took back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. Oh, caramel. That's about caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. You gave him a caramel disc, huh? The police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow. We have no choice but to capitulate. Alright. It's all yours, Inspector. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes, you did. But I still don't understand. It was precisely at the moment that I saw my one and only friend in action. I pressed the disc into the bars like this. Oh, did he use two caramel? The disc and all the minuscule protrusions has made an image in the caramel. What a genius indeed. Caramel's quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know. Suitably soft for making impressions but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution. How extraordinary. Carrying a pair of these on one's persons frequently proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press, and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property I will, and never the high sucrose nourishment. Yes, it sounds illegal. That's true. I forgot what's like the proper name for that. I guess molded, but there's probably something. Alright, is there music on it? Do tell us. I bet you it's not music. I bet you it's like someone talking. Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea, none whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of the music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Goodness, you don't know, Vuno? Oh, we're gonna go into a lesson. Alright, inside the music box there are special metal pieces called combs. Well, the comb, that's what produces the sound. Yeah, but that's the music. Yeah, this is what happens like in a music box, right? Yeah. A rotating cylinder. Oh, so in the... Oh, we're gonna get another image for the music box? But over time, a new type of player was produced. Using discs such as these. With the development of popularity, the music box spread far and wide, all over around the globe. Why exactly? because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result. I wonder, it's wonderful to be able to enjoy music even when no performer is present. But it is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one's firm music box does not match that of another, and we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There's no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite intractable. I see, so that's why. Naturally, I tested this in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. Didn't work. As you hear, to no avail. Alright, so it depends on the music box, it seems. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe. Every single one? That's early for you, always taking things too far. My dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely, all the different types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yeah. It's certainly true. In the worst case. Yeah, it don't work, yeah. Also just have to ask you to vacate the attic room. What? Alright, Magnus McGilded. I think this will be the last one. Till we end the session. Not a name I expect to hear again so soon. Yes, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. 2 months. Alright, yeah. Alright. The Curse of Reaper doesn't look like it, he's just staring. I don't think so. Alright, it's an unsolved case, newspapers. Oh yeah, after this, the murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. Yeah, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGill was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or none. It would appear the case is not yet closed. Alright, are we gonna have dinner? Well, it's time I start getting things ready for dinner, I think. Ginny will be here before long. Thank you, Iris. Oh, will you let me help? Yeah, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let that be a lesson to you, Mr. Stones. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes. You may be right. Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Windybank said before. He said he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Mr. Stone's latest tale of the otherworldly mysteries lies dormant in my storeroom. Were his words, I believe. So you heard about that, did you? I expect you were as incensed as I was. Oh yes, the idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Windybank's storeroom gathering dust. My dear madame, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault. And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was that safe and secure? It was, yeah. There may be the occasional mix-up, caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now. Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Bakersfield story, Hurley? It's not even Baker's, it's Baskerville. A Hound of Baskervilles. Yeah, I should love to read it. She wrote it. Hound of the Baskervilles. Ah. What's going on here? Hound of the Baskervilles. Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Susie, what did you just say? You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's because Mrs. Otto is such a great fan of all your stories about Mr. Storms, of course. Bruno, the Hound of Baskervilles has never been published. What? When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet. I don't understand. Zana knows it before? That's why he said that he kept it safe. Until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see. That's why the manuscript is at the Windy Banks. And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on? Ah. What is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Oh, she's here. Alright, at least she ain't dead. Oof. Ooh. Missed this trade. Oh, this was a bad idea. I knew it. I wasn't welcome. I'm going. Wait. No. Alright. No, wait. Mrs. Trade. Alright, stopped. We've all been eagerly waiting your arrival. Uh-oh. How this is, I don't know. Haven't we, Iris? Oh god, everything seems so somber. Alright. Oh yes, just wait there, Ginny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie. Right, of course. It must be from that telegram. It's a pleasure to see you here, Lestrade. Please, make yourself at home. Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along in. This guy is 35 years old. What did you say? It's some Mendel's song. Won't take no for an answer. Mendelssohn, was it? Oh, and then there's a little cat. What's his name? Wagga. Hi. Waggy. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sloane's violin performance was in no way meddlesome. And Gina, as we all came to call her, taught us how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. I think we stop right here. The Now Huddle Legal Consultancy. Alright, hold on. Alright, that was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Alright, we'll stop right here. We'll stop it right here. We'll call it the session here. It must be, how this is, I don't know, the name of the book, right? Was it name dropped? Was it? I don't think so. I mean, I know it's the title, but yeah, questionable things. We'll get to it next session, right? No need to save. It's alright. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Alright, good session all around. I wonder what's gonna happen, right? Are we gonna go in cards at some point? Someone's gonna die. That's gonna be a sad time. I hope it ain't Gina. But yeah. I wonder what's gonna happen next. I wonder what's gonna be going on in chapter 5 here. Case 5, episode 5. Who knows, but we've got to see that next time in the next 2 days, right? So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this session of the Great Ace Attorney, and I'll see you guys next time, and I'll catch you guys later.